The spotlight has a way of amplifying everything, every word, every gesture, every glance. And when it comes to Amber Heard, that amplification has turned into a deafening roar. From courtroom drama to endless media cycles, Amber Heard's name has been etched into the public consciousness, often with little regard for nuance or truth. But what does the phrase "left nothing to the imagination" really mean in the context of her story? Let's dive into the whirlwind of controversy, spectacle, and media frenzy that has surrounded Amber Heard, and why this particular narrative resonates or distorts the way it does. Amber Heard's rise to fame began with her acting career, marked by standout performances in films like Aquaman and The Rum Diary. She was celebrated for her striking looks, talent, and charisma, becoming a Hollywood staple. But as is so often the case, fame came with scrutiny. Her career was soon overshadowed by her tumultuous relationship with Johnny Depp, a relationship that would go on to dominate headlines and fuel countless debates. What began as a seemingly glamorous Hollywood romance quickly unraveled into something far darker, leaving the world to pick sides in a narrative that seemed more like fiction than reality. The infamous defamation trial between Heard and Depp became the event of the year, turning their personal lives into public fodder. Depp's lawsuit, sparked by Heard's 2018 op-ed where she referred to herself as a victim of domestic abuse, accused her of defaming him by implication. While the article didn't name him directly, the implication was enough to ignite a legal battle that would grip the world. In court, Heard detailed allegations of abuse, presenting evidence that included photographs and testimonies. Depp's team countered with accusations of fabrication, even suggesting that some of Heard's evidence had been doctored. These claims turned the trial into a he-said-she-said spectacle, with public opinion swinging wildly in Depp's favor. The courtroom was just one battlefield, though. Social media became the arena where this drama truly exploded. Hashtags like Justice for Johnny Depp dominated platforms like Twitter and TikTok, with users dissecting every frame of the trial, every facial expression, every word spoken. Amber Heard found herself vilified in memes, parodies, and commentary videos, while Depp became a kind of folk hero, a man wronged who had finally reclaimed his voice. But as much as social media can amplify voices, it can also distort the truth. In this case, the line between fact and fiction blurred, leaving behind a polarized and often toxic environment. And then there was the media. Headlines screamed scandal, intrigue, and outrage, often overshadowing the serious and sensitive issues at the heart of the trial. Phrases like "left nothing to the imagination" emerged, feeding into the public's appetite for sensationalism. These headlines suggest exposure, vulnerability, or even indecency, but they rarely reflect the truth. Instead, they become tools to draw in readers, reducing complex narratives into clickbait fodder. This trend isn't unique to Amber Heard, it's a hallmark of modern media. But in her case, it's particularly striking, given the deeply personal and painful nature of the allegations involved. For Heard, this relentless scrutiny wasn't just about public perception, it had real-world consequences. Her career took a hit, with many questioning whether she could ever recover from the damage to her reputation. But what's often lost in these discussions is the broader context. Cases like this highlight the way domestic abuse and victimhood are discussed or not discussed in our society. The trial and its aftermath revealed not only the public's appetite for drama, but also its discomfort with complexity. Domestic abuse is a multifaceted issue, and cases like this are rarely black and white. Yet the narrative surrounding Amber Heard often ignored this, opting instead for a simplified, villain versus victim storyline that left little room for understanding. So why does this phrase "left nothing to the imagination" matter? It's not just about Amber Heard, it's about the way we consume and interpret stories, particularly those involving high-profile figures. The phrase exemplifies how easily sensationalism can overshadow substance, turning deeply personal stories into entertainment. It reflects a media landscape that prioritizes clicks over context, drama over depth, and in doing so, it shapes the way we think about the people at the center of these stories, often reducing them to characters rather than understanding them as complex individuals. Amber Heard's story is a cautionary tale, not just about fame or the pitfalls of public scrutiny, but about the power of narrative. It reminds us that behind every headline, there's a human being with a story that's far more complicated than we might imagine. Whether you believe Amber Heard, Johnny Depp, or something in between, one thing is clear: the way we talk about these cases matters. It affects not just the people involved, but also the broader conversation around issues like domestic violence, victimhood, and justice. As the dust settles on this chapter of Amber Heard's life, one can't help but wonder, what have we learned? Have we grown more empathetic, more critical of the stories we're fed? Or are we still caught in the same cycle, consuming drama without questioning its cost? Whatever the answer, it's a question worth pondering. Thank you for watching. If you found this video thought-provoking, don't forget to hit that like button, subscribe to the channel for more in-depth stories, and share your thoughts in the comments below. Let's keep the conversation going.